and we have moved now to the chamber next door to the swell, and this is called the solo division because it's made up primarily of pipes that are used in solo ways. They would play solo melodies, and they're not so much ensemble stops as they are, you know, particular solo voices. Very distinctive, in some cases quite powerful. In other cases very gentle. It's interesting, some of the skinniest pipes in the organ, these are anorexic pipes, they have not been eating enough, are these two sets right here. And you can see, for their height, they're remarkably thin. So if you compared, say, this pipe to these pipes, you can see how skinny they are by comparison. Unusually thin pipes. And the sound, this was a set of pipes that was invented by Mr. Ernest Skinner, and he was very proud of it. And these, by the way, are pipes that were rescued from the Church of the Transfiguration before it was torn down to make way for what is now the Holiday Inn at the Cleveland Clinic at Euclid Avenue and 80-something Street. So these are a two-rank set called a dulcet, and I was thrilled that we were able to find the dulcet down in the basement of Transfiguration and that the pipes were still in decent shape. But they are unusually thin, and you can see another feature. These are called ears for obvious reasons, and that little black piece of wood in the middle is called a beard, and it's to stabilize the tone. This is the mouth of the pipe, and that's the business end. That's where the sound is really produced, and the rest of this again just serves to make what would be sort of a penny whistle sound into a musical sound. But that's a beard right there, and bearded pipes are sort of a novel feature as well. You can tell that there would be a lot of extra labor-intensive work entitled with installing beards on all these small little pipes. And there's a couple of sets of pipes yet to go in here. The French horn and the flugelhorn, very distinctive solo voices, but now installed in the back here is the tuba, which is probably the single loudest set of pipes in this organ. It's going to be a really commanding voice. Reed pipes, and these are newly made for our organ here at Trinity, and they produce their sound in that same way. You can see the vibrating reed is that little piece of brass right through there. And one of the means of tuning, there's two tuning controls on pipes like this. There's this wire that presses against the reed itself, and you can move the wire up and down. And there's also this scrolled piece of metal up here where it's been cut, metal and slits have been made, and then the top of it is curled, and you can, to a certain extent, move it up and down where that top metal piece is curled around, and that's sort of the last variable in the tuning scheme for these pipes. So you want to make sure that the wire here, which presses against the reed, and the tuning scroll at the top are happy in terms of their position. And if they are, the pipe will be very stable in terms of its tuning over the long haul. And lastly, we've talked about these before, but they are so heroic in their proportions and scale. This is the top end of the 16-foot reed pipes made of wood, and they're very big. I mean, these pipes, the bottom one over here in the corner is truly 16 feet long, and there's a lot of lumber in these pipes, as you can see. They're large scale, designed to produce a really big sound that will be apparent everywhere in this building. So in a few days, we'll start to have some sounds produced here, and it'll be really exciting to hear what comes out of pipes like this. because they're sort of mountain man type of pipes. So those are some of the interesting features of the solo division. Those pipes along the back wall that Scott is panning along right now, big, large-scale wooden pipes with stoppers in the top, and you can see the stopper knobs sticking out there, and you can literally get hold of those stoppers and pull the stopper up and down, and that again is how you tune the pipes. They're fitted very tightly so that they don't move by accident, but by grabbing hold of those knobs and moving the stopper up and down, you tune the pipe.